Good evening. So it's 8:25, Saturday night in the UK. All is well with the world, I think, apart from the fact City lost at Newcastle. But we'll gloss over that and go to the horse racing. By the way, the Wales-New Zealand match were a cracker, but eventually Wales just got overpowered. Anyway, back to the horse racing. So, number one disclaimer. Number one above all else, I have not meant to upset anybody in any way, shape or form. I came up with the idea of simply monitoring the free results slightly more comprehensively than old Grumpy did, who does a good job, by the way, does a fine job as far as it goes. I wasn't, I won't say I wasn't happy, but I didn't think it was comprehensive enough, put it that way. But when you look at it, it takes a lot of time. So Grumpy goes through them all and he mentions the winners and says he's had a winner today, he's had a couple of winners, so he's in front for the day, he's having a good run. He's lost the last few days, but he's had a winner today, so he's had a good day. That means nothing overall, does it? What does it mean overall? Is he in front? Is he behind? Is he running level? How far back do you go, to say that he's a loser or a winner or whatever? So I just thought, I came up with the idea of doing a more comprehensive survey of results, recording them and saying, right, at the end of this week, he's 10 points up, he's 5 points down, he's a couple of points ahead, whatever. Never, ever, ever any intention of it being a competition. Are you listening, Snapback? Never a competition. I don't think I ever mentioned the word competition, although you seem to have got that from somewhere. By the way, your video was very dark today, wasn't it? Talk about looking for a black cat in a coal cellar at midnight. I think you want a bit of a light somewhere for your next one. Anyway, you comprehensively waffled on about it as well. Grumpy waffled on about it. I'm going to do a bit of waffling tonight, but hopefully not as long. Just to reiterate and stress, I didn't want to upset anyone. I wanted to do a comprehensive survey, but there are big problems trying to do it. I originally said I'll do it the same way as newspaper tipsters do it. They tip one horse per race and they get settled at SP. And they all lose money. They all lose money over the month. Every one of them loses money. Apart from, let's say today, Melissa in the Daily Express, she is up for the month at the moment. Whether she stays up for another week, I don't know. But they all lose money. So I thought, right, let's compare it that way. One horse per race, starting price. Well, it turns out I can't do it that way because everybody backs differently and everybody puts different selections out for different reasons, and we all have our own particular fancies and our own particular price range and our own particular backing each way or in multiples or forecasts, even tricasts, play spots, jackpots, whatever. There's so many ways of backing horses, it's unbelievable. So really, Grumpy wasn't sure whether I was in the wrong or not, which I probably was a little bit, because I said I am settling this way, and obviously one or two of you didn't like it, particularly horse racing enthusiast Steve. I still don't know what your name is. Is it Stephen? Steve. Anyway, Steve, I called you disingenuous, and that seemed to upset you. But I didn't mean to upset you. It was just my way of looking at it. For what you did, putting 33-1 banner headlines up for a horse that you hadn't tipped. And you've apologised for that. Fair dues to you, man. Fair dues. and you've put a comprehensive video up today exactly how you're backing in future. As far as I can see, it's half a point each way on every horse that you tip at Ladbrokes. Best odds guaranteed, apart from if you actually state differently. And I think today you had one horse at half a point win because it was a short price one. Fair dues to you, absolutely. Clarity there, which isn't always forthcoming in a lot of other videos. Most actually say the way that they're backing. One or two don't, and I think that the one or two that don't, particularly say Andy and Stephen Harris, is because they just don't comment. They don't make comments. They just put the horses up and that's it. And I don't get a sense of community from them, rightly or wrongly. I don't know. Vale Bookies asked for not to be included in the results. I don't know why. I mean, I'll go as far as to say he's had a winner today and 2 losers and a placed horse, but that's as far as I'll go. But I don't know why he doesn't want including. Nothing much to report, really. There's been a couple of short price odds-on winners. I mean, Grumpy, come on. A 1 to 5 shot. I mean, come on, Grumpy. You're the man that goes for the 20 runner handicaps above 10 to 1. And you stick a 1 to 5 shot. I'm not having it, Grumpy. Come on. I'm not having it. We're not having that sort of nonsense, are we? I stopped backing odds-on shots probably, I would say 45 years ago. I once rang a tipster line. Well, I rang a few of them over the weeks. And one particular tipster line I rang had 3 favourites for me. He says, the favourites, but they'll all win. You know how they do. They pump it all up and blah, blah, blah. These will win, these will win, these will win. Those were in the good old days of the 0800 numbers, where they charge you about £4 a minute for the tips, and they rambled on or waffled on like we have been doing. They waffled on for about 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes, as long as they possibly could before they actually gave you the tips. And that's how they made the money. They were making the money on the phone call. Anyway, I got 3 tips from this guy. Don't know how long the phone call was, but I thought, right, okay, let's go and back them. I went into my local bookies, the one nearest my house, only half a mile away. And I went in, and the first horse came up, and it was odds on. Oh, that's disappointing. I'd looked at them in the race card. They were all on telly, and I'd looked at them in the newspaper, and they were all forecast favourite, but something like 2 to 1, 5 to 2, 6 to 4, that sort of thing. Anyway, this first one was odds on, so I thought, it's not that good. That I don't, you're not going to get much back. So what shall I do? How much shall I have on? Now, in those days, I used to earn, I would say, 40 quid a week. Might have been even less than that. But I got a bit saved up and I got a bit put by. And I thought, right, I'll have a tenner on it. Now, a tenner, 40 quid a week, that's a quarter of your wage. It's a lot of money. But I thought, well, what we're going to get here, all this money that's going to come rolling in. So I backed it, and it lost. Not happy. So the second one came up about 20 minutes later, and that was odds on. Alright, what do I do here? Well, I've lost a tenner. If I put a tenner on this, and I only get like £15 back, I'm still down. So I know, I'll put 20 quid on. and then if it wins at like 2 to 1 on, I'll get 30 quid back, and I'll have put 30 quid on and get 30 quid back, and I'll break even. So I put 20 quid on. Well, you know exactly the way this story's going. Anyone that's been backing for a while, and of course it lost. So I was a bit upset. And instead of walking out there and taking it, you know, and accepting, I waited for the third one. I waited about an hour for the third one. There were a couple of races in between on the telly, and I waited, and it came up. It was odds on. So what do I do here? I'll put 30 quid on. Then at least if it wins, I won't have lost too much for the day. Well, you know exactly where it's going again. It lost. 60 quid down in a couple of hours. Backing horses, odds on, from a tipster that screamed from the rooftops that all these three horses were going to win. And you know something? I've never knowingly backed odds on since that day. Never. Just occasionally I put a horse on that's a short price and gone away and come back and found out it's odds on, but I've never knowingly backed odds on since, because I don't think you'll ever make money backing odds on shots. But that's just my opinion. You may beg to differ, but 1 to 5, Grumpy, come on, sort yourself out, man. 1 to 5. I just have to laugh at the fact that you state it quite clearly. Oh, I can't find enough, and the fields aren't big enough, and this and that, the prices aren't big enough, and you stick an odds-on shot in. If you can't find the horses you're looking for or the prices you want, don't have a bet. You're old enough and sensible enough to know that, aren't you? I'm taking the mickey out of you. I'm taking the mickey out of you, Dave. I know you're a good guy and you've got everyone's interest at heart, and I'm taking the mickey out of you. Don't worry about it. Take the mickey out of me, whatever. GG. Anyway, that's my little ramble over, and no, D is not disingenuous. He's up front. He's come up front and told us exactly how he's betting from now on. The Vale book, he says he doesn't want to know. Snapback Value does bet shorter price horses, and he lays on the exchanges as well. And he even put up some selections for the competition, which was non-existent, besides his horses for the channel. But again, difficulties from Grumpy and from D and whatever. Again, backing 2 or 3 or 4 horses in a race. Well, I'm not prepared to go through the results and do that. I have got the time. I do have a lot of spare time on my hands. That's why I started this originally. But to be fair, I don't have the inclination. Now, just a quick addition to that. I think I've covered everything there. Yeah, I think I've covered everything there. You see, you could accuse me of being disingenuous. Someone in my comments said, oh yeah, well your tips are a load of crap anyway. And of course I replied, well, if you look at the videos and listen to them, they're not tips, because I don't tip horses. So I suppose that's been a bit, oh well, you know, they've lost, so it doesn't matter because I didn't tip them. So that's probably been a bit, you know, not quite on a level playing field. Anyway, so the only other thing I'm going to say now is as regards my column, my particular channel, and I'll just do a quick overview of what I've done today. I've actually got 5 losers, is it? And no, 4 losers and 2 non-runners. out of my 6. But I did mention on my channel I had picked 24 out this morning. 39 races, and I picked 24 out. And obviously I've whittled them down and whittled them down and whittled them down and got down to 6. Well, of those 6, 4 have lost and 2 were non-runners. First race of the day I picked one out in was the 1208 at Haydock. I picked the winner, didn't I? 12 to 1. Didn't tip it, didn't put it up, but I picked a 12 to 1 winner. I got an 18 to 1 place, another 12 to 1 place, another 14 to 1 place, and then in the 1625 at Wolverhampton I picked the winner again, 11 to 1. So what can you say? What can you say? I didn't tip them, did I? Or I didn't not tip them. They're all there. They're all there. You can see, if you look closely, you can see a highlighted one in green. That was a 12 to 1 winner. A highlighted one in grey. That was a handicap. And then right down at the bottom, I did actually tip Wyvern as well. A favourite. A favourite, believe it or not. Me backing a favourite. There you go. We all back favourites in the occasionally. It was the one horse that stood out to me. It was a 12 runner handicap, number 1 on the card, Wyvern, and it actually won at 5 to 2. So there you go. I would have had a good day if I'd have put all those selections up, because there were a few non-runners from Wolverhampton. I think there were 4 altogether. Well, I had a non-runner at Newcastle, and then 3 races abandoned at Wolverhampton. I don't know why it was abandoned. I haven't even looked. Don't know what it was for. So that is basically a poor day by me, but I would have had winners. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a break for a week. I'm not going to put any selections up next week. I'm going to monitor all my selections and see if I can narrow them down in different ways. I'm never going to put 24 up on one day as selections. I mean, that would just be ridiculous, wouldn't it? So I'm going to try and go through them and come up with better reasons for picking or not picking horses. So that's my little waffle on today. I've awarded Grumpy Olgate a nomination for Waffle of the Year, and I've awarded Snapback Value a nomination for Waffle of the Year. So I think I can put this one down as Waffle of the Year as well. Anyway, that's where I'm coming from. No harm to anybody. I wish Steve actually wishes me luck every day. Our friend from the north. He puts good luck. I mentioned I played poker the other night. He says you must have a good poker face, all that. So I think we're on quite amicable terms. Not falling out. Certainly not intended as a fallout. He does a great job. He spends a lot of time ploughing through them. I'm a lazy punter. I try to do them quickly, and probably that's my downfall. Something like horses, you can't just flick in and flick out and pick a winner and say, oh, this will win, that'll win, whatever. You have to do a bit of research, and I've always been a lazy punter, but there you go. That's just me. Anyway, that's 19 minutes and we're only going to do 10. It's 19 minutes and growing, so I'm going to give up there. If you got to the end, give us a like. Give us a like if you get to the end. Just put it in the comments. Got to the end. What a load of malarkey, as the latest advert has it. So that's it. I'm going to say good night and go and watch a film now. I've got France and Australia on at the moment, and France are in the lead. So I'll get back to that and watch a bit more of that. And England against, is it Fiji? No, Argentina tomorrow. So I'll be watching that. More sport. I watch mainly sport on a weekend. Odd film or two. Anyway, that's it for me. Good night all, and I might be back in the morning with my GEEGEE'S, just to say I'm not backing any, for any that don't watch these result ones. And best of luck in all your betting, all next week and next month and next year. I'm going to just take a few days off, have a look, and then come back stronger than ever. So cheers. Cheers to everyone, and I'll see you in a bit. Ta-ra for now.